morning. I am starting my day with watching the newer version of The Twilight Zone. I forgot that this had even come out. The original The Twilight Zone is one of my favorite things ever. I watch it, I would say, I don't know, I watch it all the time. So I'm finally watching the newer The Twilight Zone. Sorry if you can hear my cat playing. And then I'm working on my cross stitch finally. I haven't gotten to work on this at all, so all I've done is a little bit of this ocean here, but I have to finish out part of the water and then go all the way over here and do a whole other scene with another animal. So I need to get working on this. So I'm putting in this light blue thread right now to finish out the water, and then I'm going to start on the terrain where the Arctic hare lives. That's my morning, and I have my coffee, of course. We have some beautiful October roses. It's always so interesting, the garden this time of the year, because you can see everything is so overgrown. Everything just gets away from you and it starts to die off, but then you get these little treasures of like this flush of roses coming in, and it's funny, it's so overgrown I really can't even get in there to show you the roses. They are absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, this is a wonderful time of year for the garden in its own right. It's not like the subtle or even abundant bloom and like fresh green of spring, but there is something so fun and unique about the autumn garden. But as you can see, this garden patch, this is sort of my rose cottage garden. I kind of can't even get in here anymore because it's so prolific and overgrown. I mean, the roses are growing up into the pear tree. There are spider webs everywhere. The ginger plant has just taken over. So, as sad as it is, our plan in the spring is to actually redo a lot of this garden. The rose infrastructure will still stay. But yeah, you can see there's no definition anymore. We've lost our way essentially with being able to maintain this bed, but we built it about 4 years ago, I think, so it's certainly prolific. But I do look forward to redoing this one. We've got one lone echinacea, or it looks like two. We've got two little coneflowers, echinacea still standing. This side of the garden is more of the food production, although over here in this big retaining wall, it's all flowers. Right now it's, of course, again, the autumn garden. So our Japanese maple that my husband has been bonsaiing, it looks really beautiful. And then we have our gardenia that doesn't flower, but at least it's not dead. And we have lots of butterfly bushes everywhere. We've got our archway that's full of wisteria. This wisteria has gotten huge. We just planted it in the spring, so it didn't flower this year, but I'm hoping next year it will flower, because then this archway will be full of beautiful purple flowers and it's going to smell incredible. We've got wind chimes tucked away in here. This wisteria has just really taken over. It's growing up so tall. And then of course we have the food garden over this way. These are our compost bins we showed yesterday. If you look in the back, that bed that has all the sprouts in it, those are rutabagas and radishes. And we still have a huge sage plant. I'm sorry I sound a little stuffy. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, that's the current state of the autumn garden. Well, I didn't get to block my squares this morning like I planned, so I'll save that for when I get home. But we are headed out the door right now to go to the zoo. It's an otter. Oh. Look how pretty they are. So we had a nice day at the zoo. We've gone ahead and left. Now we are at the gardens. You did it! You did it! So we went to the zoo and then we went and got lunch, and now we're at some of the kind of botanical gardens in Alabama. Okay, hang on, baby. Jason fashioned Ara a walking stick. Spotted something off of the path. I'm gonna go up and see it, although I'm not wearing probably the right shoes for this. Look! I love him. Let's fix him. Looks like he probably lived right here. What a nice find. Jason broke me off a little piece of this pine so that I can smell it while we walk, and it's really nice. Wonder what autumn looks like in Alabama. This is it. I accidentally scared them, but there are some turtles that were on this tree, and now they're in the water. You can only barely see him. He's sticking his little head out, but they are really tiny, and they were super cute, and now I feel terrible I scared them. So obviously I'm stacking multiple of these, which is not the most efficient way to dry these. This is what I did the last time. They will get, so of course the ones in the middle are going to get the least dry, but this kind of helps them all to at least get into the right dimension because they all have to be equal. And so this kind of helps just to set them into place a little bit. And I'll probably give them like 24 hours and then I will take them off of here, and the ones that are still damp, I'll just lay them out flat, because at that point they'll have sort of retained the shape, and all I'm trying to do is get them to be equal in size. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I still have a few more here to do.
This is like a huge cake of knitted squares. So this is going to take like 10 years to dry. So again, this isn't even all of them. There's still just a handful more that I'm still weaving in the ends, and I have to soak them and everything. I guess I'll probably wait to do those ones until these ones kind of can start to come off of here. I'll probably remove the top one little by little as they start to dry and lay them flat. So yeah, I guess I'm not going to get to be able to sew these together as soon as I had hoped. But my plan is this week. I was going to try to do it all tomorrow night, but again, I don't think they're going to all be dry. So this week, my hope and intention is to sew all of these together to make my cardigan. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I am completely worn out. We actually got to go out and do a lot today, which was great because, yeah, we don't get to do a whole lot of outings because of how much my husband and I work. Ara is kind of watching Bluey. She hasn't had a nap today.
Hey, Mama.
Hi, baby. Maybe she's ready for a nap all of a sudden. Okay, as I was saying, yeah, so we had a really nice day. We went to the zoo this morning, and we got to ride the zoo train. I've never done anything like that before. Maybe I'm sure I did as a kid, but not any time in the past, probably 2 decades. And then we went to lunch. Again, nice. We rarely go out to eat. I want to say never, but we rarely go out to eat. And one of our favorite places, they do like falafel and baba ganoush, which is one of my top 5 favorite foods of all time. I prefer to make it fresh from our eggplants in the garden because then, you know, you can season it to your personal tastes. But this place has really excellent baba ganoush, so that's what I had for lunch. And then, oh, and I had a Turkish coffee. I think I took a very quick little video of that. It's absolutely delicious. It's just a really strong black coffee with cardamom brewed into it, and it's just so delicious. So that was a nice little treat. And now I'm being a little naughty because I'm having another coffee. I don't like that word. Yeah, but I'm having another coffee at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just so worn out, and something that I'm really resisting the urge of doing is, because business has been so amazing these past couple of days, everybody has been so supportive. I feel like I have so much work suddenly to do with, I need to, obviously I'm home, so I can't pack the orders, and I did already start pulling all the items for the orders, but I think I'm going to go in tomorrow night and get a head start on packing them to get them into the mail as early as possible. And then I also need to order the yarn for the pumpkin sweater pre-order kits. So I'm gonna order that in the morning. Anyway, so I'm trying really hard to resist the urge to do some work right now because it's a Sunday afternoon and I'm still gonna have to edit this video. So I really want to give myself a little grace to step away from work for, you know, just the rest of this evening. I have done a little bit of work already today, and I have a very long work day ahead of me tomorrow since I work from home for a different company, and then again I'll be going into my shop at night, so it's going to be a very full day. So I have been, these past couple of days, I've been getting tons of emails and phone calls, and I've been, I think, replying to almost all of them within minutes of receiving them. I've gotten a couple today that I've been tempted to sit down and write, but you know, we were out at the zoo and all of that, and I don't want to be, it's like I want to make sure that I'm responding to people right away, but I also want to be present for my daughter. So I've told myself I'm not going to respond to any emails today, but in the morning I will be responding to emails and YouTube comments and all of that. So I think I'm going to try to get myself to relax a little bit. I am currently blocking my Heirloom quilt cardigan squares. I had 7 total to still weave in the ends. I thought it was 6, it was 7. So I've just done 4. I've got 3 more, and then I can call it done with these. And I really want to cross stitch. I did manage this morning, before my daughter and my husband woke up, I managed to put in like 2 threads on my
on my Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery stitch along. I kept up every month with all of the clues. It's the Arctic Animals one. I've kept up every month with all the clues, and I don't want to start, I don't want to lose that streak. So I really want to work on that. It's already the 6th, and I'm sure it comes out probably this coming Thursday, the next clue, if I had to guess. So I think I have like 1 week to finish up that piece, and I could probably do it in one day. I just don't have one full day to sit down and stitch right now. But anyway, so I'm gonna try to relax a little bit before I start editing this video. Okay, here's my last update regarding the squares. I decided I really wanted these to be done sooner rather than later. So I went ahead, I took them off of here. I used this to get them all to the right dimension, and then I just pulled them out and laid them flat so that they'll all dry. So these are all the ones that are unblocked. This is like 25 of them, which means the rest of them are already blocked, but I'm going to go back inside and just double check. Laying these out flat, I'm not super worried about getting them super even because a lot of the sides is going to be the seam allowance where I'm going to sew them together, so it's really just the middle part that we're worried about here. Plus, when the cardigan's all said and done, I'll block it once more once I have all the ribbing and the sleeves added. So this is just, to sew it all together, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Laying them out flat, I do see that some are a little less than perfect, but I have I have a decent amount of scrap yarn left over, so once these are dry, it'll bring everything together a bit. So the stitches where it's looking a little bit loose, like this one is actually, I would say this is the worst out of all of them. So there's definitely a little left to be desired here. But with that leftover yarn, once I stitch these all together, if this hasn't kind of dried a little bit closer, and again, there's a seam allowance there that's going to conceal some of that, I can go in and sort of do a little bit of sewing up just to perfect them. But overall, I think they look pretty good. I have them draped everywhere. But okay, that's the last little update. Okay, this is the latest I've stayed up in a long time. It's like 10:43, so not that late, but definitely late for me. I decided to stay up a little bit and actually get some stitching done since I didn't get a whole lot of time today to actually work on any kind of crafts. And at this rate, I think I will finish this clue in time before the next one comes out. So to recap, I finished all of the water here that went under the puffins, which was the last clue. It went across to connect the Arctic hare, and I'm working on the little patch of snow where the Arctic hare sits, and this is the start to the hare, and this patch will be green, and there'll be a couple of purple flowers. So all in all, I think I made good progress. This looks so cute. I love the back stitching and the puffins to give all of the details for the nests. And then the cute little back stitching for the faces on the animals. I think, other than the puffins and this vole, I think this caribou is my favorite. I think it looks really nice. So there we go. There's my cross stitch progress. And the other crafty thing I did today was weave in the rest of the ends. So here are all of the ends from the squares that I finished these past couple of days. This is probably 2/3 of the total ends from this project so far, the Heirloom Quilt Cardi. Okay, I need to go wash my face and go to bed. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.